Hey guys, welcome back. It is the video that should have been made much earlier when the announcement was made on Friday. I decided that I was going to pre-record some videos. That is part 8 and part 9. Those were going to hold us over for the weekend that I was supposed to take off, at least mostly take off. I'm never really off. Our eyes are always peeled. We're always looking for the bad guys. Again, this video and every other video that I ever make are my opinion. I have very strong opinions, yes, we gotta say that everything is allegedly, because unless there is some sort of legal and or criminal prosecution, then that's what it is. Don't get it mixed up. We're gonna form some opinions, but they're opinions. Now, this bad boy here, this statement. Again, we had Robbie Rocks, who's going to come up later in this video, who said that one of the screenshots was fabricated. One of these screenshots, he did not tell me which one or why it was fabricated or how he knew that it was fabricated. He didn't want to talk to me like much of the other Wiener Baby 69s that are within the Blake crew, most of which got banned. We're going to talk today mostly about what's going on. No, it's not over yet. There's progress. Progress has been made. A lot of things are going in the right direction. But we got to remember that there could be issues, namely with Whatnot, that we need to look into. There could be issues with Blake going somewhere else, ripping people off in a different way on a different platform. So we're gonna discuss that, and then some of the little weasels. Some of the little weasels seemingly are not facing any sort of repercussions. Again, maybe it's just taking Whatnot an extra long time to look into that stuff. But we're going to cover all of that today. We got a beautiful slideshow ready to go for you guys. I should have still. I guess I'm recording this in the morning that it's going to go up. Yeah, we should have had some sort of champagne or something ready to go. When I found out that there was going to be a Whatnot announcement, I should have known that it was probably a ban of some kind. But again, I don't think it's time to celebrate just yet. We got to go through all the details here. This statement, if this one is real, Robbie, please let me know which one isn't real or which one you think isn't real. Here where it says this should blow over in a week, I think that might have been a typo. I think he meant that it should blow up in a week. Unless it's the fake DM that didn't exist. Again, we've seen a lot of DMs, and it seems like the crew only had a problem with one of them, and they didn't specify which one. So take that with a grain. It's like guess the energy. Guess which DM they think is fake, or they're letting on that is fake. I don't know if it's fake. Can you trust people that are going to rob you to tell you what's real and what's not real? I don't know at this point. Again, if you're part of the Blake crew, if you were a previous member of the Blake crew and I haven't quite totally looked into you yet, would you like to reach out to me? You should. And that goes for anyone else that worked alongside Blake at any point. If at this point or any point you would like to come forward and tell your story, we can definitely sit down and record it podcast style. So for anyone that hasn't seen it, I'm sure everyone has seen it. I hope everyone's seen it. I hope everyone that has purchased from Blake has seen this bad boy of a bomb dropper here, Whatnot, who says, "We really appreciate the community's commitment to reporting trust and safety issues. Our priority is ensuring a fair and honest experience for customers and uploading our community guidelines." Upholding, not uploading. After a comprehensive investigation into blakesbreaks operation, we have decided to permanently remove the seller from our platform, including the individual employees involved in misconduct. All right, most of which, yes, they did deactivate some accounts. I think someone had pointed out that they missed some of the alt accounts or the extra accounts that they had so that they could have multiple people communicating within the chat, the boss man account and all that other crap, where they'll come in and talk. So a lot of accounts. You got to remember that, guys. When you're on these platforms, you think shill bidding isn't a thing? Again, shill bidding is going to be a whole lot harder to prove if you don't have the back-end information that Whatnot does have access to. I've heard a lot of people complaining to Whatnot about Blake, about others on the platform, showing them what's going on, telling them what's going on, and Whatnot has done nothing. So I got to think that Whatnot is only doing something in this instance because it's blown up so heavily that there's no choice. They have no choice but to remove people when they're scamming. When it's in every flipping article in existence. They say here, we have refunded all buyers impacted by the infractions. If you believe you were affected by an incident on his streams, please submit the details here and we will investigate. So, I don't know. It says that they have refunded all the buyers impacted. I kind of doubt that. You were telling buyers that they needed to wait until the, I guess the investigation was over, so that you could provide this Google Doc so people could submit for refunds. I heard a couple people that got rejected for refunds, and don't think I'm gonna stop looking at that. If Whatnot is not refunding anyone, if you played any game of chance, any bounty related thing with any of the Blakers, you should be getting your money back entirely. And that's where it comes in here. We got to talk about what the hell are you doing, Whatnot. This is, yes, it's good. It's good in a way that you're allowing people to at least submit evidence and get their money back, potentially get their money back, provided you agree with them. But at this point, it should be assumed that anything and everything that's ever been done, bounty-wise, has had some sort of a crooked thing going on. If you didn't receive your stuff, and you were supposed to, you need to be submitting evidence here. If your evidence isn't sufficient and you were actually ripped off, you got to send me everything too. I'll look into it. But I'll gladly make videos about every single person that doesn't get a refund that should have got a refund. We will drag Whatnot if we need to. I don't give a crap. They got to make it right. They should, in any instance, it should be just they go back. They have all the footage. They have it all logged. They should go back and refund every single person that's ever made a purchase that was involving some kind of game of chance. Not to mention the fact that if they aren't now, I can't imagine that like at some point here this is going to catch up on them, and like it's gambling. This is not like opening packs for people anymore. When you have these carnival games and people got ripped off, now the spotlight's on you. Whatnot, it's on you. You think that there isn't some sort of government infraction if you're selling packs for like multiples of what they're worth in order to get a chance at winning something that's in the backdrop? It's a lottery ticket. You're selling lottery tickets. Even though there's a pack that comes with it. That $5 pack, let's call it a $5 pack. When you're paying $20, when you're paying $1,000 for that pack, that's not a pack anymore. You're buying a lottery ticket. And your lottery tickets were rigged by your user. The user that you're promoting up and down, left and right, or that you were promoting up and down, left and right. The one that seemingly got some protection run for him up until this is way too much. So, yes, I think you should have been refunding. It's on you. It's on you, Whatnot. You allowed this wiener baby on the platform to rip people off. You could have stopped it. Should you not have people like looking into this stuff or supervising this stuff at all times? I want to know how many reports there were. I'm sure countless. Before I got involved, before like the sneak thing and everyone else started like combing through the footage. Surely at some point. And we're going to find out. I want everyone, if you submitted reports for Blake or anyone else on the platform, we'll stick to the Blake stuff for now. Any of the Blakers, if you submitted reports for the Blake stuff, please send those to me. I'd like to see that you sent that off to their email address and that they did nothing about it. Because I think that's the bigger issue here. I think you're being slimy here, because what if somebody doesn't see this tweet? What if they don't see the videos? Not everyone's still on the platform. Not everyone will realize like, hey, I got ripped off. So it's on you. It's really on you if you want to be the good guy here. It's on Whatnot to make this right for everyone. They should be doing it automatically. They should have their team going through all this stuff. And while we're on it, the whole thing with Blake, I've heard from countless people. Again, Blake would be able to confirm this. Whatnot would be able to confirm this. I'm sure a lot of the other Whatnot people that are involved would be able to confirm this 100%. But from anything I've ever heard, Blake was not paying fees on the platform. So usually 10% plus is taken from the people selling on the platform as a selling fee, as a fee for being on Whatnot. And I guess that would be a nice little fee to have like banked up, so that when something bad happens, if somebody decides they're just gonna take off forever, it's okay. You milk them for 10% or more. I think it's like 12%. I don't know what the actual percentage is. Whatnot, people, leave it in the comments. Let me know what the percentage is for a normal person that isn't getting super priority, super extreme treatment on the platform. If you were taking 10% the whole time he was on there, you'd have a nice little pool of money to be able to refund these people. But you don't, because you wanted him on the platform. You gave him multiple accounts that he was supposed to be running with different stuff, with TCGs that weren't Pokemon, with sports. And then he ended up just running Pokemon on all three. So again, against the monopoly rules. So there's a lot of weird rules for thee, but not for Blake. Not for Blake. Blake doesn't get rules. The only time Blake gets rules is when Whatnot gets absolutely blown the hell up. Because Blake is caught scamming. Him and the team scamming over and over and over again. In my opinion. Now, if we give the old Blake Martinez a Google, we'll see here. We got what a beautiful individual there with the red hat on. We got a whole lot of articles, a whole lot of everyone and their dog. This is like the usual thing now. Just like we saw Blake he's making $1 bajillion. He is the ultimate Pokemon master. He's doing it. He's doing it, guys. He doesn't need football. He can make $11 million a year selling Pokemon cards. Again, I don't know where they came up with that number exactly. I don't know if it was like 11 million in sales. There was also some more expensive cards that he sold on, like outside of the platform stuff. I think there was an Illustrator or something like that. So maybe it's 11 million. Seems like a stretch. Did he make 11 million, or was just sales? Regardless, we have, oh my God, the amount of misinformation and people talking about this that have no idea what they're talking about is unreal. It blows my absolute mind. And as we're getting into that, it's weird that like any of the articles that remotely know what they're talking about or what they're doing or what they're saying, they always mention me. And I know what you're going to say. No, it's not a bias. It's just the fact that they actually looked into it instead of just reading the Whatnot tweet and making speculations. I've seen podcasts where they're going on about like they don't know what they're talking about, but why do you have a podcast that talks about stuff that you have absolutely no idea? So Nintendo Life, one of the good ones, one of the first ones actually, and apparently they were actually watching the videos. It's weird to me that like you don't have, you don't force yourself to like look into any of this stuff. If you don't know what the scam is, surely someone has the information. If any of them reached out to me, I would probably be able to make a statement or clarify or read through something for them so that they could actually do something about it. We got the comeback, amp.thecomeback.com. Again, weird. They mention Rattle. They know what they're talking about. Not to mention the fact that things like games journalism. I guess any journalism this day and age is just like, it's the internet. It's like copy paste and try to change the words around. And then like you basically say nothing or you get everything wrong. I've seen there's been so many people that are like, what is he like? Is he selling fake cards? Please, if you're going to write an article about it, look into it just a little bit. You don't have to look that far. Thank you to everyone that when they publish something and it was completely wrong, that at least you let them know. Like you can just ask Rattle Pokemon or watch the videos. I don't care. You can copy word for word that I'm calling them G Baller 69s and Wiener babies. But you put that right in the article. It'll be hilarious. But regardless, we got the usatoday.com Giants Wire. With the article here. I think they were one of, I'm sure most of these have also put out an article about how he was making so much money. We're in the New York Post, and it's a shame we can't credit. I would like to thank every single person that reached out to me, whether you wanted to remain anonymous or not. Thank you very much. We got Pokemon YouTuber. So again, going into at least the showing what happened. They're showing the swapperoos with the Whatnot here from Dirt Style. This is here, good article. But 99% of the articles and podcasts that have been talking about this stuff, just no idea. There was one that was talking about how there were fake Jigglypuffs or something. Like, what the hell are you doing? Anyway, we had to rant about that a little bit. Now, accounts, they're banned. Most of them were banned. They didn't ban enough of them because there's so many damn Blake accounts that you don't even, it's weird. There's just a disgusting amount of Blake accounts because he was just hiring everyone. Again, what weird like rule that you can't monopolize the platform, but they were kind of doing that. I'm sure they were getting lots of favors. I mean, they have them in the advertising. They have them in the advertising. I forgot to actually include a photo of it, but I've seen that in the Discord, people posting that like even the ads they were getting on my videos were Blake talking about whatnot. Wow, you might want to stop running those. Again, you do you, but we have this account has been permanently removed. The seller's profile and video clips will be accessible for the next 30 days. And if there's anything in this video, if this is the first video you're watching, you messed up. You should go back and watch the other 9 videos before this one. Again, this is more of a summary of what's going on and what's to come. The videos are not going to be as frequent, I don't think, unless I just get a ton of like footage of them scamming some more. Then maybe we get into that. But again, Whatnot is not doing enough here. What not enough? They're not doing enough. Just know that. Yes, it's good that they claim they're gonna refund everyone that was affected, but it doesn't look like they're going to, and it should have been an automatic process that's on them to put in the time and labor to do so, not the individuals that got scammed, because they could be not on the platform anymore. They could be, not paying attention. Maybe they don't even remember how many times they purchased from these guys. You have these logs. You should have all of these logs and know every single stream that Blake ran, any sort of bounty, any sort of carnival game, that it was probably rigged. And it's to the point that any of it needs to be, because no one can prove that he, on every single pack, that he was scamming. But we've seen it time and time again that the entire team was scamming people. I would say for the entire year. So like, refund them all. That's it. That's all you got to do. So here, speaking of that, we have BeerDadB, who says, due to the infractions you speak of, isn't everyone who purchased from this scammer impacted? The reason I ask is because for people like myself who have purchased a multitude of times, this form is astonishingly impossible to fill out. Yes. Not to mention the fact that if you don't have access, I don't know if they still have access to the VODs or anything like that, but this is a you problem, Whatnot. This is not a people that got scammed problem. It's not on them to do your job for you like I have been, like everyone else has been, combing through this footage to show you that your platform, even on the highest of highs, on the highest level, was screwing people. Says this form is not only gatekeeping, but also disingenuous, lazy, and harmful to your already damaged customers. We have to go back through hours of VOD footage and relieve ourselves from being scanned for a timestamp. Why don't order numbers suffice? Please do the right thing at Whatnot. Yeah, so you shouldn't have to like reenact the fact that he did something, that he was scamming you. If it was a bounty, there's a good chance that it was rigged, because think of the amount of times that we've caught them doing it versus the amount of stuff that's probably been done behind the scenes, the amount of stuff that I've heard about that I have not published. The fact that all of this stuff, anytime there's a big prize, from what I'm hearing from people that can't yet speak or do not yet want to speak, I'm hearing that anything that was like mystery boxes, stuff like that, graded mystery boxes, that the good ones were saved to the end to maximize dollar amounts. Or if you bought anything if you bought anything like that, you probably want to and again, if Whatnot shafts you and you send them everything they need and they do nothing about it, or they say no, there's not enough evidence, send it to me and we will just drag them as hard as we drag Blake. They deserve it. You got to make this right. You put them on the platform, you gave them a spotlight, you gave them the ability to do this to people. And your trust and safety, you should be keeping an eye on everything on the platform. Not to mention the fact that there's probably been several reports that are just got brushed under the rug, because as we've seen it with Craig, remember, Blake was Craig's best man. So you have a general, I think he's general manager. I don't know, stupid titles that don't matter. And he was even on a live stream where Blake is pulling something off the screen, pulling the hollow off the screen as a LOL joke. You're running defense and telling the person not to be silly in chat. Telling the person not to be silly because Blake is breaking the rules. Right in front of everyone. Right in front of you. Right in front of like 10 people or whatever were in the room. So how do we not think there's been just copious, just buckets of reports on Blake and nothing was done? This is your fault, whatnot. You're not doing the scamming, but you allowed the scamming to happen. So you got to make it right. And half-ass making it right and rejecting most of the refunds is not going to do it. It needs to be full refunds for anyone. You have all the footage. You can share the footage with me if you'd like. We can get it all posted publicly. And we can go back as far as you want to go. Anytime that he was running bounties. Anytime that he was pulling packs out of a bin. Anytime anything came from off camera. That is enough evidence for me to say that that person, that individual, that buyer should have a refund. And if they don't, we're going to keep making videos and we're going to embarrass whatnot. Because, again, the platform, in my opinion, should not even exist. It's just, man. And this is like, the only reason we're seeing this is because they're lazy and stupid. If the Blakers weren't lazy and stupid, they would still be doing this. They would still be ripping people off. If Snee had taken extra time to reseal the pack instead of just holding it from the open bottom, if she had it off screen enough, then you'd be able to say like, oh yeah, she did take it off screen. If she wasn't so cocky and or dumb that she's swapping packs and it's a different pack artwork that comes back on the screen. If they weren't so lazy that they changed up the order of the energies, but still had them so they weren't going to match the next one. Like, the fact that we caught them, I can only imagine how many people they fucked. It's insane. It's insane that this isn't just like a blanket refund. Like, basically just like hit the old refund all on the account. That's basically what should happen. I know you don't want to hear that because it's going to cost you more money than people having to do work to get their money back, because it's like a gift card, or it's like anything else. It's just like, or a rebate. You don't expect people to like actually submit the rebate because they get lazy or they forget or they just don't bother or they don't care to get that $20 back or however much they spent. And again, not everyone's going to see it. You have the ability, surely, to just straight refund everyone. We get some funny stuff here. Tabor Pepper giving us the old, just for anyone wondering why I would never really react when you'd send me articles about Blake selling Pokemon cards, LOL. Yeah, I mean, to begin with, anyone that says that they're making $11 million a year doing Pokemon cards, they're either screwing people or lying about the dollar amount. This is just, it's not saying that's impossible here. But again, remember, we from what we're hearing, what we heard, Blake was expecting 100% return on the product that he was giving his baby con artists, his con team. And again, con team, if you'd like to reach out, again, we showed every single one of you that was on the team currently was doing the same energy scam. Most of you, some of you, you were doing more bin manipulation. You were doing Japanese packs that are easily weighable, that you can easily pull the gold cards out of, and then claim that you're going to give someone something really cool if they pull a gold card. Again, it's all stuff that is, we can call it harmless until you start doing some stuff that is caught. You're caught in the act. Ridiculous. Blake's Breaks. We got this bad boy. We got this bad boy of a message here in his Discord. Apparently, he thinks it's still going to be fine. He's still trying to reassure everyone. I can reassure you, at least from what I've seen, I don't think people are going to forget about this. The Pokemon community, we got to say community without the emphasis of like being a scammer or whatever that it likes to be abused and used for. The Pokemon people, we're just going to call them Pokemon people, are not going to forget about this. The people that were ripped off by you, the people that were doing honest things, selling on whatnot, they're not going to forget. I'm not going to forget. Is anyone going to forget? Are you guys going to forget? Let me know in the comments. Are you going to forget? You're not going to forget. No, you can't just move to another platform. That's not how it works. We're here. if you go on another platform, you start ripping people off there, you think I'm not gonna keep making videos about it? What makes you think that any of these other companies, after it's essentially been proven, in my opinion, that you're ripping people off? All this coverage that you're ripping people off, that it was an organized syndicate, organized group that would discuss and do the same scams. You think that any platform is going to want to touch that? Surely not. So there's a nice little statement here on his Discord that says, "Hey guys, in light of Whatnot's decision, we won't be live on Whatnot moving forward. All orders will be fulfilled. A lot of unanswered questions to why this decision was made, but we will come out even strong and have plans in place to enjoy streams soon." What are the unanswered questions here, Blake? Again, you didn't want to talk to me. That would have been a fun conversation. I would love to talk to you and have you cry. Cry for us, Blake. Cry for us. Like the fake ass, like maybe the tears were real. Again, maybe the tears were real, but he was crying because he got caught, not because he actually felt for anything. It never really came up in the videos. But for somebody that's saying that he's all about families, this is a guy who also goes on about how many employees he had and how many he fired, which is crazy because they also have families. But then also there's some juicy posts juicy post that Blake has made, which gives me the impression that maybe he deceived his wife, that's pretty family of you, Blake. Did you cheat on your wife? Because if you're gonna cry and say it's all about family, and you cheated on your wife, that's a whole another level of hypocrisy. What in the hell, man? All right, so El Tiburon from Discord was nice enough to post this one in there. I think a couple people sent it to me. Thank you for everyone that did. Most importantly, we have Joe from Discord who noticed that the 5 hearts on this bad boy were PMW. I don't know who Casey Collectibles is. We got Plugs, we got P Wood, and we got Blake Breaks Boss Man. So the people that are hearting this happen to 4 out of the 5 people that hearted this in the beginning are people that get caught scamming with the energies, especially with the very provable, very mapped out energies, and coincidentally, people that did not want to talk to me, even though we did get P Wood and Plugs to answer the phone. It's funny that they're on this. They're moving forward, guys. Don't worry. They're gonna trudge through it. Jesus, man, you can't make this stuff up. All right, we got Blake also saying, "Hey guys, thanks for the support. Actively working on bringing this community back to life." Well, we got 12 hearts on that. If you're hearting this and you aren't one of the people that are scamming other people, I feel for you. Maybe you need to look into this a little bit harder. Either you're encouraging the scamming or you're part of his scam team. Now, that does without saying, it is fair to say it is expected that the Blake Discord did get a little out of control. We got a lot of people in there saying that he's gone forever, Whatnot did the right thing, all kinds of stuff. I know some people got banneronied from that Discord. It's okay. You know what? You can come over to the Rattle Pokemon Discord. I think we're less than 100 away from 4,000 people in here. You can help. You can be part of the good guys. You can help. You can hang, whether or not you want to be part of the investigating, bringing information to light, anything like that. You can always come in here, talk Pokemon, chat Pokemon. You can open your own packs, as always. Hang out on Saturdays. We have the happy hour voice and video chat. If you'd like to hang out, open packs with people, you can do that there instead of spending money on Blake packs. We can, I don't know, we can rig something up so that you can pretend you're going for a bounty when you open each pack, but you never get it because it is too good to be true. A lot of it too good to be true. So we have to discuss, where is Blake going to go? He says he's going to continue streaming. Is he going to go to eBay Live? Now, this is where we got some information that I would like to know more on. So if there's anyone from eBay Live that I can speak to, you are more than welcome to reach out to me. Would like to hear what's going on here, especially because what I'm hearing, what I have heard is that Blake was previously in negotiation with eBay Live to do something with them. Whether or not that was like going to be a full-time thing, maybe he assumes that now it's going to be. I just find it very, very unlikely that a platform, or not necessarily a platform, but a part of a platform, daughter platform, would ever want to soil their name. It's like right when they're popping up. And I think it's probably pretty safe to say at this point that people have seen enough information that they're not going to want that. So you're going to destroy your own platform, get absolutely dragged for bringing someone on there that just got banned somewhere else. And to get banned from Whatnot. Remember, this was Whatnot's little pet Blake. He was making them lots of money. So that's where, well, he wasn't directly making them lots of money because he wasn't paying fees, but he was part of their advertising. I don't know if they had to pay him for that or that was part of the deal. Again, a lot of stuff that isn't very disclosed. There's a lot of very, very conflict of interest level things that are going on with Whatnot and Blake that, again, I don't think it's over. I want to make sure that everyone actually gets their refunds. I think Whatnot needs to take it a step further, as I've said, and they need to just automatically refund everyone that purchased from any of these streams, because how are you going to prove every individual one that it was mapped? I mean, again, we've shown you enough. So we had the old Fanatics Live Blake's Sport Breaks. So this was prior to the whole shenanigans, the whole shebang, the whole negative press around all of this stuff. We have Blake's Sport Breaks, led by ex-NFL star Blake Martinez, offers thrilling live sports cards breaks on Fanatics Live, igniting their collector's passion. And again, with Fanatics just popping up, just starting up, it's probably pretty safe to bet that they're regretting this stuff here, right? Probably. All right, we get the Fanatics Live platform. Again, I don't think you should be using any of these platforms. Open your own packs. Just open your own packs, guys. Please. And thank you. Unless it's some really big break on a box and it's some fun event. And I'm pretty sure someone sent it to me. I think it was Fanatics. Where they basically were not allowing. If someone sent that to me, please remind me that you sent it to me. Because it was going to be a video at one point, but I seem to have misplaced it. My DMs are an absolute disaster. I will get to them all, but hold tight, guys. Hold tight. Again, I need some sort of a ticket system in the Discord, maybe for scam reports. That way it can get a little bit more organized, a little more efficient. But I'm pretty sure Fanatics Live. I think it was Fanatics Live. They had some kind of clause that there was no carnival games allowed. They probably didn't use the word carnival game, but no games of chance or anything like that. I mean, it's bad enough that there are ways to scam with reseals, anything that can be mapped, all of that stuff. But then on top of it, to add these games of chance that are they're primed. The carny folk have already mastered that crap. And again, pack swaps, all this other stuff. I don't know. I feel like there's not much reason to put that much faith in random people, whether they have a name for themselves or not. As we've seen, they can rip you off. If they were smarter about it, they would still be ripping you off. So you got to put a lot of trust in someone. You're paying more for the pack. It doesn't make sense when you look at it that way. So with Fanatics, we have Austin94B from Discord who reached out to them and asked if Blake was going to be on the platform. And this was their response from Tracy, who says, "Thank you for reporting the seller. Blake's Breaks will not be selling on Fanatics Live. We're building a platform that works for every type of collector and want everyone to be involved. That begins with having a community where fans and sellers feel respected and safe. Thanks for helping us lay that foundation. Let us know if you have additional questions. The hobby never sleeps." Tracy, Yeah, the hubby never sleeps. It's true. I don't sleep nearly enough. All right, so let's get into the things that Whatnot needs to do on top of making the refunds either automatic or much easier. To the point that like maybe they even need to like contact all the people that were in any of those streams to make sure that they get the refunds, whether they have to do that or they can just automatically refund the payment method that was used. They need to be doing that. That should be the expectation. Again, you promoted them. You had them on commercials. You had them not paying fees, from what I'm told, from absolutely anyone that I've talked to about it, not paying fees on the platform. He had the advantage, and he still decided he was going to screw everyone. And you promoted it. You had it on there. So remember, we had Blake here who went to Stanford, had at least some sort of stats background to know what's going on here, to know that he was, I mean, he should have learned something from those courses. But we have Craig. We have Craig, the manager at Whatnot. Again, he was already running defense from him in the early days of the Blake pulling stuff off the screen, pulling a holo off the screen from a customer that he did not know. It wasn't a funny joke, but Craig, again, in person, seeing it happen, seeing Blake break the rules, pulling the holo off screen, sliding it across the table face down. A pissed off customer, pissed off person in the chat calling them friggin' sketchy for doing it, and Craig calls them silly. Now, important to note here, and this is where, and I've mentioned this already, but Craig's best man was Blake. So again, you think there's not like some sort of little conflict of interest there, especially now? Now, I've also heard, and need to confirm, it would be nice if Craig would actually talk to me, that Craig had financial interests that he was invested in, that he had some sort of stake in Blake's Breaks. So you have somebody that's a manager on Whatnot that potentially was receiving money for the scams that were taking place. Now, I'm not saying that Craig knew about it. He should have known. Surely he has seen plenty of reports on Blake. Surely he knows how the game works. Craig's not making any statements about how they were scamming? Was he just kind of like pretending he didn't know what was going on? And again, we had Craig, who is he was right in it. We had Pete Locks. I popped into his stream. He had Pete Locks and he had Robbie Rocks in the chat there, hanging out with them while they were supposed to be suspended. The Blakers were all supposed to be suspended for the time being, but they were in Craig's chat, hanging out with Craig. Robbie Rocks, who we're going to touch on here, who claims that one of my screenshots wasn't real, which I assume means the rest of them were real, but didn't want to talk to me, didn't want to make a statement on, didn't want to say that Snee was scamming with the pack swap, didn't want to say any of that stuff. He had Robbie Rocks. Again, Robbie Rocks is apparently silent part owner of Blake's Breaks. He was a mod in Craig Jones's chat. We had somebody in that chat who called him out on it, said, hey, isn't he supposed to be suspended? Why is he in here moderating your chat? Craig removed the moderator role from him, or someone removed the moderator role from him. Craig never acknowledged that comment was in there about him being a moderator. And the next time Robbie talked, all of a sudden he didn't have the little moderator badge. So again, there's a lot of overlap here. So if Craig, a manager, was profiting from that, and he had any semblance, if he received any report whatsoever and didn't look into it, whether he didn't look into it because he didn't want to be bothered, whether he didn't look into it because it was Blake, his best man, at his wedding, I think there's a lot of questions to be had there. Craig, you probably want to clear your name from that stuff. I would think. Maybe you want to make a statement. Whether you want to talk, if you'd like to talk to me, you're welcome to do so. I tried to call you several times and you won't answer your phone, much like the other Blakers. They don't want to talk to me. If they do answer the phone, it's just because they're dumb and they didn't realize I was going to call them. But now, here's Craig on the platform, still on the platform. And I'm not saying that Craig did any of the bad things himself. I don't think there's been any example where I've seen him swap anything out. But again, that's not the point here. The point is that Blake should have been banned long ago. You should be overlooking this stuff. I want to know is whatnot. Have you looked into? Did Craig receive several reports about Blake, about any scams that Blake was doing? Does Craig own part of Blake's Breaks? Is that not reason enough to call him into question, to involve him with it? If he's making money off the scams that his best man is doing on the platform, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Is this for show? This is all for show. And again, if Craig somehow didn't know about it, I surely he spent more time than most people in the Blake streams, right? If Blake is your best man, you're probably in the streams. You're probably seeing that stuff. You're not seeing anything suspicious here. Nothing. You're not seeing Blake slide hollows off the screen when he first started. Now, Pete Locke, another one. Now, I'm not saying, I don't know. I mean, I don't see the Craig thing is just kind of disgusting to me that you can have somebody that closely related potentially making money off the scams and faces what looks like no repercussions. But Pete Locke here is Blake's assistant. So what Whatnot is saying essentially by not banning him is the fact that his direct assistant, Blake's assistant, who helps run operations within an operation that had scamming across the board, that had just a disgusting amount of evidence that it was repeated, discussed, the bin thing, the bin manipulation, making sure that you're not hitting certain cards because they're already pulled out of the bin. They're already pulled out of that bin. You can load the bin or not load the bin depending on whether you want a bounty to hit or not. That's bad enough as it is. But then to have them all doing that same energy scam with the same Darkness Ablaze sleeve blisters and them on stream saying the same crap over and over again about, oh, you can't, they're not mappable. These are totally random. These are sleeve blisters, sleeve boosters. What are you talking about? Not to mention the fact here that we have all the clips here are pretty much Blake's breaks, which is kind of funny. How is it that you're going to ban all the people that were on the live stream, but you're not going to ban the people that were in the background, the people that were part of the conversations that have been shown in the DMs? Apparently, one of the DMs is not real, according to Robbie, who will also not speak to me, who will not say that that there was a scam of any kind going on. Will not admit to that. Will not say like, hey, I didn't have anything to do with this. I was just financially invested in it. You would think you'd have to clear your name if you're just financially invested in it. Again, Pete is financially invested and was hands-on right there organizing things. An assistant. The assistant to the scammer doesn't have to speak to the fact that they were all scamming, but you think he somehow didn't know? Please, Whatnot. Come on. Smarten up. Robbie Rocks. We have Robbie Rocks. Here's Robbie Rocks. Again, not banned. Silent partner. Not so silent when he DMs me. He reached out to me, remember, but then doesn't want to talk about it. Just mostly wanted to tell me that one of the screenshots wasn't real. They're welcome to show me that. If they'd like to show me, invite me to the Slack conversation. Show me top to bottom what the Slack conversation says. I've seen some of those screenshots. Keep this in mind. Where they were screenshots. These were not recent screenshots. You can pull all the data from a screenshot to see when it was taken, that it was a real screenshot. But if there was a fake screenshot, I'd love to know. I'd love to see it. Love to see that it doesn't exist. It'd be weird if they start deleting all that stuff too. If there's some sort of like criminal investigation. But here we have it. We have Robbie Rocks, who was hanging out in Craig's stream as a moderator, as they were all supposed to be under investigation. Is it a real investigation by Whatnot? I don't know. If it was, I would think that the person that is a silent partner that is heavily invested in would have to at least show that they had nothing to do with that. Would at least have to come forward and say, hey, I denounce the actions of all these people that I funded. I was making a bunch of money off of it, but I'm still allowed on the platform. You're making a bunch of money off of it, but still allowed on the platform because it wasn't you that was physically doing it. If you know that that's the thing too. If Robbie knows that one of the screenshots isn't real, wouldn't that mean that he's in that Slack conversation? You know, the one where they were talking about the bins, manipulating the bins? The one where they were talking about the energies? Wouldn't he know everything too? If there's some sort of excuse for that, whatnot, I'd love to hear it. But again, you didn't get everyone. You're not done, and you're making it too difficult for people to get their refunds. Embarrassing. We have Looskilla, who was in part 8, shown side by side, doing the same energy scam as all of the other ones. Not banned. Why not? Why not? Why not? Is it because my video didn't come out yet when you made the ban decision? Is that what happened? Waiting on Rattle to show us evidence. I mean, it was in part 8. You're welcome, whatnot. You can check out part 8. He was doing the same energy scam as the rest of them. Did he do it as many times? Was he doing the open pack thing like Snee? No, but he was still manipulating odds. Again, the energy thing, the guess the energy or the match the energy. If it was truly random, you would never go through all the energies. Sit down and do it yourself. Take one of each energy in the V-Star marker, shuffle them up, and see if you can do it. Take 2 of each. Not going to happen. Doesn't happen. The odds are not there. We've seen people, there was somebody that commented that they did that they were running the same game, the 1 in 8 or 1 in 9 chance of hitting something, and they were paying stuff out all night because those are the actual odds. And yes, if you're doing it long enough, you're going to hit, it's going to come very close to that actual odds of 1 in 8. And now if you're scamming people, then you can just keep stealing and stealing. Maggie, I think, has joined the Discord. I was a little bit concerned that Maggie, who got ripped off for thousands of dollars by Blake himself while he was smiling. What a dick. While he was smiling, she was no longer on the platform. Seemingly deleted her account. But I think she joined the Discord. So hopefully she knows about this and she can submit a refund request. Again, whatnot. I think you got to reconsider that. I think people should absolutely be dragging you for the fact that you're not doing as much as you should on this. With the lack of bans on, especially Looskilla, who was caught doing the exact same energy game, the same pattern, coming out the same way. Did he do it as much as the others? No. But regardless, if you have anyone that's ripping off your customers, you should immediately, if you have proof that they're doing it, if they're part of an organization that has been ripping people off, you need to get rid of them right away. And you need to refund everyone with little to no hassle. And trust me, if it starts coming back that like no one's getting refunds, then you're in trouble. Because then I'm going to make videos on that instead. All right, we got just Fanatics here. I was trying to find that Fanatics live game of chance thing. If anyone has that, send it my way. But that's it for today. Again, they might not be as frequent, and whenever stuff comes up, I will make videos. But I'll make sure that there's actually content to be seen or made or look into. Hoping to get some interview style things in the works with anyone that is now comfortable coming forward. Anyone that was involved. I want to see if you have receipts of sending in complaints and or scam reports of Blake and them not doing anything, whether it was previously or whether it's right now for a refund. Send those my way. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks everybody for spreading the word on this. And mostly having it taken care of. Whatnot, smart the fuck up. Fix your shit, motherfuckers. All right. See you next time. Join the Discord. Bye.